Hi everyone, I'm Jamila from Travel and Tourism and I'm going to do a training session on fire safety. Now before we start, can everyone stand up please? One by one, I want you all to tell me your name, your age and what you want to do when you're older, and then you can sit down. Kira, you can start. Sorry.
My name's Kira, I'm 19 and I don't know.
My name's Lydia, I'm 19
I'm Anna, I'm 18, I want to be a tour manager in the music industry.
I'm Holly, I'm 17 and I want to be a stage agent.
I'm Lucy, I'm 19 and I want to be an events organiser.
I'm Zayn, I'm 18, I want to work at Airport.
I'm Nicole, I'm 19 and I don't know what I want to be.
I'm Vinda, I'm 18 and I want to be a solicitor.
I'm Laura, I'm 20, I'm going to work with
I'm 19, I want to be a hostess.
I'm Kate, I'm 17 and I want to be everything that has a lot of money involved.
Okay, we'll get started. Right, the objectives today is to be able to explain what fire safety is and why it's important, to understand what fire safety assessments are, to recognise the different equipments that are used, and to explain safety requirements in case of a fire and what could happen if those rules are broken or they don't follow them. You're going to observe the incorrect and correct way to exit a building and be able to understand the basic fire safety regulations. Right, first things first, I'm going to split you into two groups. There's going to be a group here and a group here. Kira, Olivia, you're all fine there. Pavinda and Flower, can you move over here please? Lucy, can you all move to this side of the room please? The reason for this is because there's going to be activities throughout the session and there's going to be, well, you're all going to get points every time you get one correct, and then the winning team gets these lunches that are right next to me here. The other team will get nothing, so you're going to have to put some effort into it if you want them. Okay, what is fire safety? Without looking at this board, can someone actually tell me what it is?
The procedures you have to follow.
Yeah,
Stay safe.
yeah, it's just basically stay safe. First things first, to start a fire you need three things. You need a source of ignition, which is your heat, you need a source for fuel, and you need oxygen. So for heat, there's like your lighters, you've got your cigarettes, source of fuel, your wood, your paper, your plastic, and your oxygen is your air around us. All fire safety regulations in England and Wales is gathered under the Regulatory Reform Fire Safety Order in 2005, and this is for all buildings, they must follow them. Who's responsible for fire safety? So we've got, this can be an employer, your owner, your landlord, anyone who's in control of the premises. The people responsible, they have to carry out a fire safety risk assessment. They need to tell staff or their representatives about the risks you've identified. They need to put in place and maintain appropriate fire safety measures and provide staff information, fire safety instructions and training. Right, for this first activity in your groups, I'm going to give you both a poster and it's got a picture on it. And basically I want you to circle all hazards. Does everyone know what a hazard is? Basically that's something that could be a risk or something that could cause danger. I want you to circle them, but then I want you to explain them afterwards. So, I'll give you the orange, I'll give you the green. I'm going to give you a minute. So just circle anything that could be a danger, and then you're going to, one person's going to stand up and you're going to explain why you've chosen them. You don't have to go overboard though.
Yeah.
The catch string film.
Yeah, that's all.
If that falls over, it's burn.
Billy,
Because if that falls over, it might break.
Let's have a look.
the thing's on fire.
The cigarette stick.
All the
wires hanging around all over.
Because it's like an escape.
Just make sure you can explain all.
What's that up there? Oh no, sorry.
Use the heel.
10 seconds.
That in the middle of the room.
Alright, time's up.
Is that not a hazard?
Right. Holly, would you like to stand up and explain what you've circled and why? I want you to show everyone the poster while you're at it.
So we circled this little fire flammable thing on top of the heater, because if that falls over and it like cracks or something, there's a heat source there, and then because the fan's there and the window's there, oxygen's going to be getting to it.
There you go.
We said the broken wire because it's like electrics and like, do you know the one for the fan?
Yeah.
It's electric, so it could cause a fire. And then we did the tree as well, because we said that the tree is, it like, if that falls and like there's another fire there already, that's another source of like fuel. We said the water thing in the middle of the room,
Water
because
thing.
yeah, that I don't know what it is.
Ah,
like,
right.
yeah, we said that because it's in the way. So like if you're trying to escape the room, that's a hazard. Yeah. We said the cigarettes next to the computer because it's at heat and near electrics. We said the computer next to the window because that's blocking an escape route. And we said the like this little like combination of wires and plugs here because it's gonna overheat and make like a hazard.
Very, very good. Jane, stand up, please. Okay, show everyone the poster and read them out. Give us examples.
So we said the spillage over here, that can be a hazard because if someone walks in, they'll trip, or it can even cause a fire. We said the knife, that's unattended, so that can be another hazard. We said toaster, it's already burning and there's already smoke coming out. We said there's wires everywhere all over the floor. The oven is still on. We've got the frying pan still on and it's burning. There's just loads of wires. Extension leads
There's
also
like two
unattended.
blocks. Are they the cubes? Like the two plugged into each other and then an extension lead
Yeah,
into that?
yeah, that's
And
really
it's
So
next
like
to
a
the
double
wall.
extension.
There are some people that will do that in this room, put an extension, but you're actually not meant to do that because it causes a spark or
And
anything.
there's a cigarette next to a newspaper.
Oh yeah, there's a cigarette next to the newspaper as well.
Very, very good. Alright, thank you. Alright, fire safety requirements. Paige, do you want to read them out for me?
Yeah, carry out a fire safety risk assessment, keep sources of ignition and flammable substances apart, avoid accidental fires, for example, make sure heaters cannot be knocked over, ensure good housekeeping at all times, avoid building rubbish that could burn, consider how to detect fires and how to warn people quickly if they start installing smoke alarms, fire alarms or bells, have the correct fighting equipment for putting out a fire quickly, keep fire exits and escape routes clearly marked and unobstructed at all times. Ensure your workers receive appropriate training on procedures needs to follow, including fire drills, and review and update your risk assessment regularly.
That's very good. And if you don't do that, you don't follow these fire regulations, you can go to prison or you can be fined a big amount of money. So you must be doing this. Right, a risk assessment. All businesses must have a fire risk assessment. The assessment and fire safety logbook is the main solution for fire protection in your business. And if someone like an inspector comes round, they will be looking for one of these too. If you've only got 4 employees, they don't actually inspect you to have that. But you must have something written down. There must be like basically some sort of document. If you don't have to use a professional fire risk assessor, but the person must be able to correctly identify the potential causes of a fire in the business, identify the people at risk, assess the suitability of fire safety measures in a place, like fire alarms, systems, escape routes, anything that can help you in that situation. Assess the ongoing management of fire safety in the business, so fire drills, staff training. Develop a fire safety action plan if changes are needed. So if there's structures being like done up or anything like that, they need to retake staff training or anything like that. And keep the fire risk assessment updated on an ongoing basis. Again, that's anything. Fire safety equipment and maintenance. UK fire safety legislation states that you must provide appropriate fire equipment. So it's the law basically. Fire detection and warning systems. You must have a fire detection and warning system. You you may need different types of detectors depending on the type of building and the work carried out on it. Bella, do you want to leave it then? Maintenance and testing first? Sorry, I forgot.
Well, what we're reading, maintenance and testing.
Yeah.
You must carry out regular checks to make sure that all fire alarm systems are working, emergency lighting is working, required and faulty systems and equipment, all escape routes are clear and the floor is in good condition, all fire escapes can be opened easily, automatic fire doors close correctly, fire exit signs are in the right place, and how many exit route the workplace.
What's the workplace have? How many exits must they have? They have to have at least 2, if nobody didn't know that. Fire safety equipment, you've got your fire extinguishers. We're going to look more into which one's for which. You've got your first aid, you've got a fire blanket, fire alarms, smoke alarms, hose reels or emergency lighting. This hose reel, you don't really see it in many places, but if you were to see one, where do you think you'd see it?
In America.
Like a restaurant, place with a high risk or with chemicals around or something like that. Your extinguisher in fall. So the extinguisher that you use, it must be the right type of extinguisher for the business you have. So like I said, with a restaurant or with a place with chemical, you'll need the hose reel instead of these ones. They have to have an annual maintenance test. Does anyone know what annual means again? Yearly. Yearly, yes. They must be maintained by a competent person, and they may need to be certified to industry standards. So if you're going to use one of these, this is your fire extinguisher. There's going to be a pin above it, and then you're going to pull it out, and then before you actually squeeze the lever bit, you need to aim it at the fire at the base of it. Then there'll be like a little 2 stick things, like triangle things, and you're going to squeeze that, and then you're just going to go side to side, and there you go, there's your fire extinguisher after you use it. These are your different ones. You've got your red for your water, your cream for foam, dry powder for blue, CO2 carbon dioxide for black, and the yellow one is your wet chemical. For your water, well, it's for your wood, paper, or anything else that catches fire like that. For your foam, you use that for the same but with flammable liquid fires as well. Your dry powders used practically for everything, for wood, flammable liquids, gases fires, electrical fires. And your carbon dioxide one, you'd also use that for electrical fires and flammable liquid fires. And for your wet chemical one, you'd use this for wood, paper, and cooking oils or deep fat fryers, so that's wet restaurants. What to do if you catch fire? Holly, can you come up here? I want to help you do a demonstration, please. You do not mind going on the floor or anything like that, do you? No. Okay, if you catch fire, there's 3 things that you have to do. You've got to stop. I'll show you what to do in a minute. Right. Stop what you're doing, right? Why do you have to stop straight away? If you're on fire and you're screaming, what if there's people around you? They're going to get hurt, or you're going to make the fire worse. You're going to drop straight away to the floor.
We're doing this now, yeah.
In a minute, I'm going to show you. And then you're going to roll around. When you roll around, you've got to cover your face. It'll stop the fire from getting over your face. So Holly, I want you to run around like you're on fire.
Do I have to actually run here?
Just like, you're on fire. You're on fire. You're going to stop, drop to the ground, flat, cover your face, roll around, get that fire off you. There you go. You're okay.
Is the fire gone now?
Yes, your fire's off. You can get up now.
Sit down now.
So that's what you do if you're on fire, okay? Remember, you stop, you drop, and you roll. This might come up at the quiz at the end, so just remember.
I don't think anyone can forget that.
Okay, your fire safety signs. Right, your fire action notice, which is this one. It's to explain what to do if a fire happened. So, basically this is one of the ones where one of the places, if it's a very small building, they have to have at least one of these to show you what to do if a fire happens. So you raise the alarm, shows you to leave the building, and it says here, report to assembly point. Every building has a certain point and they'll have to write it in here. And then it will obviously say what not to do, so you won't use lifts or anything like that. And you also have to have a fire extinguisher ID sign, so just these two. In a small place, they have to have at least just them two, right? Because obviously your fire extinguisher signs, you need to know what extinguisher to use in the fire. You obviously got your fire exit sign, your fire alarm call points, your fire blankets, and then for your last one, it basically highlights danger. So risk of explosion, fire, naked flames, and smoking. It's just saying what you've not got to do at all. Like you've got to stay out of that area, or don't do that. Emergency lighting. There's three main things of emergency lighting. It's an escape route lighting, so it'll light up all the escape routes in case of like a blackout or if it's really, really dark. Open area lighting, so it's a panic lighting. It stops people from getting really panicky. So it's really, really dark, right? There's fire somewhere in the building. Everyone's going to start really panicking. So it also helps that. It provides light to shut down potential dangerous processes in the event of fire as well. And you require emergency lighting if your building doesn't have enough borrowed light to safely exit the premises in the event of a power cut, or in any danger areas such as commercial kitchens or plant rooms, so again, restaurants type stuff. Emergency lighting is also recommended in rooms that are larger than 60 square metres. So if you've got like a small room and you've got a massive room and you've got to choose between the two, right, this big room's going to probably have loads and loads of people, and if you have to choose between the two, it's going to be the bigger room. And they have to undergo a full service once a year, so every year they've got to check it out. Fire safety and evacuation plans. How many fire exits must a workplace have? I did say this, so what did I say? How many fire exits must one workplace have?
At least two.
Two. Normally a workplace must have at least 2 routes to permit prompt evacuation of employees in other buildings, and they must be away from each other, so you can't have 2 fire exits right next to that door in case there's a fire around that area. You need one at each areas. What is a fire emergency evacuation plan? A fire emergency evacuation plan is a legal requirement and normally takes the form of a written document which includes the action to be taken by all staff and nominated persons in the event of a fire and arrangements for calling the fire brigade. For small places, they could simply have an action sign posted in locations where staff can see it every single day and become familiar with it. For higher risk or larger places, they have a more detailed emergency evacuation plan, and they have to have risk assessments, so staff at significant risk in their location. In addition, notices giving clear and concise instructions of the routine to be followed in case of a fire should be prominently displayed. I've got a video here, and it's basically evacuation, but I did look all over YouTube. I didn't find a very good one, so I remember a film I watched a very long time ago, and it's basically the same thing. And it's basically a teacher who's obviously never done an evacuation before, and he's in charge of kids.
All play together. It's so much more fun.
Leave me alone!
What's that? It's a fire alarm! Come on! Come on! Everything together! Come on! Come on! Get over together! Come on!
So everyone else is coming out, they're all in neat order, they'll probably have clipboards to check people off. And in a minute, it's going to come out. There's your clipboards. They're making sure everyone's there and careful.
Come on, get over together! Everything together! Come on! Come on! Quiet! Quiet! Come on!
Well, we're all glad the kindergarten class could join us.
Right, so obviously that one, he obviously had no idea what he's doing. He's got all the kids running around. They didn't even check to see if they're all there. So you can clearly see the difference between all the other classes and then the kindergarten classes. Right, fire safety training. Everyone at a workplace, how everyone should know what to do in the event of a fire, so they should all know what they're doing. And employees must be shown what to do when they join a new business. UK fire safety regulations requires the following with regards to fire safety training. Can you read those three for me?
Refresher training should be delivered regularly. This is usually annually. Fire safety training updates are needed if there are any changes such as building alterations, and you must carry out regular fire drills.
Olivia, can you read the last bit for me?
You must appoint people to do WO in case of alarm and who are work trained. Use fire extinguishers where appropriate. Make contact with the emergency services and assist with the operation.
Yes, fire safety is important. So when you go to a place, you need to know what to do if fire were to happen. You can't just be like standing still and looking at other people to know what to do. They're going to appoint someone who's going to be in charge of that situation. Activity 2, you've got a choice for this next activity. You can either do a role play, and obviously Holly did a very good demonstration of the drop off and roll, but we're not going to do that one. If you want to do it, you can come up with absolutely anything. You can do your own evacuation thing, or a situation where there's a fire, or you can design a poster on something you've learned, or it could be something funny like a pun or something like that, or just something you've learned. It could even be the fire extinguishers, the cords, just anything you want. So, who wants to do a role play? No one. Okay. Who wants to do the poster? I have to see hands. Come on. 1 or 2. Right, role play. Okay. Poster. Okay, we're doing the poster then. Holly, you had the coloured paper for me, didn't you? Right, so I need coloured pens. I think I've coloured pens, but I don't know where they are. Right. Will you pass these along? Choose your own colour for me. Has everyone got their own pen or maybe pencil? You can use them. And there are some markers. Have you got your own pencil and pen? Yep. Okay. So the colours are going to come round in a second. And then here. Remember, it can be anything. You can even do a fire sign if you want to. Something that you've learned today. And I want it to be good. Don't want somebody who. I'll give you a couple minutes on it. You don't have to be really detailed, but just something. Is anyone struggling, not know what to do maybe? Or a design, don't know what to do? No? So everyone's good? That's good. Are you okay? I'm fine. What are you going to do then? You don't know. What about the safety signs? Or the extinguishers, or maybe the emergency lighting? Something like that, and they put underneath it, like why it has to do it up. Yeah. Maybe fire alarm. Want to do a fire alarm? Okay, you can do it. As long as you understand it. Because if you looked at it, you need to know that's my fire alarm. You know Are we good over here? Oh, I'm liking this there. Very squiggly. Very good. Cool. Do you know what that want to do? Go back in a minute or something. You can have a little look.
Very squeaky.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
What's it called? Fire safety training, evacuation. Okay. Can you use that one? This one?
Yeah.
Right. What are you doing? And maybe just do something underneath it as well. Be a very good drawing, doesn't it? Can you do the evacuation, like, after you remember to put on? Do you know what it's from?
I've watched the film, yeah.
You need ideas. That's good. Bella, you okay? Yeah?
Did anyone else watch it? Has anyone else watched
No, don't say anything. It's in the quiz at the end, and you cannot tell anyone you're going to win. Sorry about that, but if you told everyone, everyone would know it. Okay. Okay, I'll give you another minute. You do seem to be getting on with it quite good. It's alright, as long as you understand it. I like that one. I do like that one. Okay, I'm gonna put click.
Oh, that's cute. Oh, there's multiple file.
Not long now. Right, we all nearly done?
No.
I see this side's near enough done. Paige, I will give you 15 seconds.
Was it at least 2 exits?
Yeah.
Alright, bends down. Right, I want you to go around the room, just tell me what you've done, so I know that you have actually done something to do with fire safety and you've not just doodled on my nice paper. Kira, do you want to start?
I drew a guy sleeping in the bed with earphones in, and he's just like snoring away, but there's a fire broke out by his TV, but it's an old-fashioned TV and it's not updated, and he's taken out the batteries from the fire alarm.
And what's your pun that you put at the top?
Snooze rooms.
Ah.
Olivia?
I drew the fire exit sign. As we had.
So it's lit up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some power up.
That's very good. Sorry, that's very good.
I've done the fire exit sign and I will explain why it's important because people need to know where the fire exits are so they can escape.
I drew the emergency exit sign. I said there needs to be at least 2 in a building because they demonstrate to people where the exits are and they reduce panic.
That's very good, you did say.
I did fire alarm, so people, there should be fire alarms, so you will tell people that it's safe for them to stay in that building, so there should be a cylinder.
Belinda?
So I did 2 doors, so like to show like you have 2 exits, not in the same place, like opposite rooms.
Actually, you can all show everyone what you do actually, so they don't just take a blade from you.
I did the emergency exit sign and I said follow signs to the fire exit. In each company there needs to be at least 2.
Yeah.
I've done the fire exit sign and I've put organisations need to have at least 2 exits and this sign, the one that needs to be lit up, needs to be checked annually.
It's easy to put detail in the title, isn't it? Right, go on.
I've just done the emergency exit sign and I've just put remain calm and single file.
Okay.
I just did a person caught on fire, and I put to prevent to prevent a fire, don't step on the wet wire.
That's very good, that. I like that.
And I don't think I know, so I put stop, drop and sausage roll and drew a sausage roll. But
Still, it's
some
you
way
need
to remember it.
If you ever catch fire, then you, yeah. Right, our last activity is a good old quiz. Now, I have brought these 2 buzzers in from home, and yes, we have one each. Bella, you can ask your team, you can have control of it. I know you wanted it. You will win Haribos and some whisper bags. I know that's cut off, but it's not open, so they're all good. Okay, are you all ready to take part? You want these chocolates, you want these sweets, you have to do it.
Is it a group?
Yes, you're in your groups, it's not just one of yours. Group versus group. Yeah? Right, these questions, most of them are in this, but I have threw in a couple that was not in this, so I want to see what
Do
you
you know what it
know.
reminds me of? What's that game you used to play with buzzing like with different colours?
What, Britain's Got Talent?
No, you have it on PlayStation.
Oh,
I do not know, but
Buzz or something.
I wanted it a bit fun. So, for our first question. The firefighting water sprinklers cover a distance of A, 20 metres, B, 3 metres, or C, 10 metres. Bella!
right, can you read out the answers again?
Oh, Well, I can't because she's put the buzzer down. So,
Right, so we'll go for B.
No, we want to go for
A, isn't it?
We need an answer,
Right.
or I will pass it to the other team.
C.
A. Right, go on, yeah, go on.
A, C, which one?
Which one they call?
5, 4,
C,
3,
C.
C. It was actually B, 3 metres.
Very
Right, next question. To operate a fire extinguisher, follow the A, race, B, pass, C, none. Sorry.
None.
It's B, pass. I'm very sorry.
Follow the what?
It stands for something. You've got race, you've got pass, and you've got none. That's one of the ones I did not put in here. So I wanted to test you. Right, the available fire extinguishers can only be used for a duration of A, 30 to 40 seconds, B, 1 to 2 hours, or C, 15 to 20 seconds. I'm very sorry for the on a roll. Next one.
I'm not pressing this anymore. Someone else can do this one.
1 to 2.
It's A, 30 to 40 seconds. You're not doing
very
very
good
good
here,
here, are you? Right, next. When extinguishing a fire, you must maintain a distance of A, 10 metres, B, 6 metres, or C, 3 metres. Bella. 6. No, it's C.
Oh my
3
God.
metres. You are thinking about these questions, aren't you? Right. Why must fire Why must fire exits be located as far away from each other as possible? Is it A? Let me read the answers.
Don't fix one.
A, so people have more than one way to get out of the building.
Yeah.
B, in case one is blocked by fire or smoke. Or C, both. Very sorry. Both. We've got a point. Okay.
Everything's on a roll.
No, I'm not saying sensible.
Next. What colour is it? I'm just making sure it's not both. Right. What colour is a fire extinguisher for wet chemical?
What is that? No, it's changing.
Is it powder?
No, yeah, right.
No, can we answer?
I know the answer. I know the answer.
Sorry, next team.
Yellow.
Yellow.
It's the only one I answered.
1-1. We're on a draw now, finally. Okay, how to put the fire out? Is it A, cooling and starvation, B, smothering and cooling, or C, all of them? I'm sorry about that.
They're still going though.
Right, who's answering?
One of them.
All of them? You're correct. They are in the lead. Okay, next. The alert step in race means call code, red then, break the alarm glass. Right, you're pushing these too early, wait. Or is it B, dial 22, or C, all of them? Sorry, say that again. No.
Oh,
Can you get it?
dial all of them.
All of them. Pavinda, you have got yourself a point. You get
She's
your
just a
point. Yes. Okay. Name someone who is responsible for fire safety in work areas. Bella.
There is
5.
The employer. Manager.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. How many fire exits must a worker have?
Yeah, two.
Wait, we're learning. That's good. 2 like Pavinda.
What's the score?
3.
Oh.
Yeah. Bring it on. Right. You need heat for ignition, fuel and oxygen to start a fire. Name a source for all of them. Bella.
What do you mean?
So name a source for heat, fuel and oxygen.
What does the sauce mean?
Oh, can you ask us?
like what it, I can't give you the answers, but what it can be. When you're starting a fire, what do you use? A source of heat.
Yeah, a
Right, I've got a
lighter.
lighter.
Cigarette.
A
Fuel.
cigarette.
Now I need a fuel.
Right.
You can't give too many
Wood.
heats. I need one.
Electrical wires.
Wood. You're all shiny ones.
Wood.
Wood. Yes. Oxygen.
It's all around the
It's all around us.
Ooh.
Yay. Okay, 4-3.
What was that?
Right, what colour is a fire extinguisher for CO2 carbon dioxide?
green.
Bella.
Black.
No.
No, it's green.
No,
Green,
no,
I said
no.
green.
Black. I'm sorry. You take your first answer.
Green.
Who said green?
There isn't a green one.
I said
I said cream.
Green.
There's no cream either.
Yeah, there is.
I said cream.
There is
Green.
green fire extinguisher.
Oh, I said cream. Never mind. Okay. Right, we are on 4-4. You're drawing again. When extinguishing a fire, you must turn your back always to the north. B. Turn your back to outward for exit. C. Turn your back to inward.
Inwards.
Sorry.
What about inwards, eh?
Just because you heard the answer.
Oh, it's wrong.
Wrong.
Right, so is it A or B? A or B?
Wait, can you say the other options again?
Right, we've got A, to turn your back always to the north.
Right.
B, turn your back to outward fire exit. Or C, you want that one? B?
No, it's not.
You know they've just said B, right? No one's
It's
getting a
A,
point.
it's A.
I'm sorry.
I said A.
It's obviously not A. None of you have chosen it.
C
and
then.
you've both chosen B. It's C, inward fire exit.
That's what you said.
No one gets a point.
No one
Sorry.
gets a point, no one gets a point.
Alright then. So now we're drawing, so...
Right, next one.
Okay. This symbol, it wasn't on the board.
This symbol, oh yes, I know that
I'll
one.
show it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
So a guy in a wheelchair, it says refuge points. Someone tell me what that sign stands for.
So that sign is for wheelchair
It's a
access.
wheelchair exit point.
It's for like
In case
you
of
put the
fire.
wheelchair person next, and then when the fire
We have like an emergency
firemen
wheelchair
come,
station
they know where to
It's
sit.
it's a place where they can go if there was a fire. Yes.
Thanks very much.
We're getting these. That's actually pretty good considering it wasn't on the board. Okay. Name 2 types of fire safety equipment.
A fire blanket.
Fire blanket.
Yep.
Fire extinguisher.
Yes.
Yeah. Too late, Polly. What?
What are the 3 things to do if you catch fire? I'm so sorry. Sam, did you see you did that?
It was them.
Stop, drop, roll.
Yay, we have all.
Oh my God.
What's the score?
You have 6-5.
Ooh.
Is this the last one?
This is the one.
We're all friends here, remember? Why do we need emergency lighting?
It's
So
the
you can, the electric calls sometimes during fires, so you can see.
Yes.
Yeah.
Damn right.
You don't even know that.
I said it. Just go down.
How often must employers take fire safety training? Really? Annually.
Oh, we already know the answer.
Annually.
Annually.
Right, I'll give you that because it was annually. So
Somebody
yeah.
else needs a question.
You can wait till you know the answers. Let me simmer.
Some of them you don't give answers for.
We just know. I know, but if I go and then I'm gonna say them. You know. Go on. Okay. Right. What's the main purpose of emergency plan? Is it A, so people know what to do in an emergency and can be safely evacuated? B, it's required by law.
Rah, you go and set
Sam?
That was ours.
That was a job.
I thought it was theirs.
Yeah, I think it was.
Right.
I did think it was theirs, yeah.
It is.
Are we sure?
Yeah.
Right, go on.
Same one.
The law
3.
one.
The law.
Yeah.
Are we sure? No, it's wrong, sorry.
That's A, so it's A.
It's A.
Rah, you got it wrong.
Actually, I can't give you that. It's only 2 questions, and obviously if this is wrong, and I can't just give you the answer. Well, I'll give you a point for not actually answering. Right, our last question. Does anyone know the name of the film?
Rah,
Alright, so
Kindergarten Cop. Yes, it's Kindergarten Cop. Okay, everyone, I want to thank you for listening. And obviously you all learned something if the way you was trying to break my buzzers. So thank you very much. And your prize. Sweets and chocolates.
So don't want any bus for bags?
Oh yeah.
I need to set my turn about.
We have feedback forms. Do you want to pass them out?